7 minutes, that's all it took for 4 burglars to break into the Louvre in Paris and steal priceless jewellery. The thieves broke into the museum's Apollon gallery by smashing its windows shortly before it opened for the day before escaping on scooters with 8 items dating back to the Napoleonic era, dropping a ninth, the crown of Empress Eugenie, on their way out. Now, French President Emmanuel Macron has promised to recover the items and catch those responsible. But joining us now from London is Christopher Marinello, CEO at Art Recovery International. Now, Christopher, I'm super excited to have a chat to you because this really does sound like a Hollywood movie. Now, when you first heard about the robbery, what was your initial reaction?
I was shocked that they managed to get into the Louvre because there have been thefts all over Europe in smaller museums outside of the major cities. And this is the first time they've hit one of the big ones. I mean, you don't expect the Louvre or the Met or the British Museum to be able to be vulnerable.
Now, we assume that museum security is high-tech, and mind my ignorance, but I'm assuming it's just like in the movies with all the lasers. But this happened in the daytime at the world's most famous museum. And what do we know about security at the Louvre?
Well, the security is going to be better at the Louvre than it is almost anywhere else. So if the thieves are able to get in, then there's a serious problem. One of the problems has been the lack of funding that governments have been giving to the arts and to museums worldwide. As the economy worldwide depreciates, the first funding that goes is funding to the arts and then funding to law enforcement. And the criminals in this case clearly took advantage of both.
Now, what do we know about the thefts like this one? And does it show how better equipped organised crime networks are becoming?
Well, there are organized gangs operating all over the world, and especially in Europe at this time. And they're going after, the old days, it used to be a Picasso or a Degas that they would then hide, and you couldn't destroy that. They would try to sell it, and if they couldn't sell it, it would go underground. With gold at an all-time high price and these jewels being on display, they want to monetize them as quickly as possible. And their tendency over the last few years has been breaking up these important pieces of cultural heritage, have them recut and sold, and they're completely untraceable.
But would they be worth less if they're recut as what they're worth now?
They are, of course, but the thieves do not care at all about the cultural importance of these pieces. They could even spell Napoleon if you wanted them to. The point is they want to take these jewels as diamonds and sapphires, and believe me, there's millions and millions of value still there. But at least it allows them to break it up, recut them, and sell them in the marketplace.
Now, you are the man in recovering stolen art. Do you think these pieces are recoverable?
If they act quickly, and that's what's going on right now. It's a race between law enforcement and the criminals. Law enforcement in Paris is very good. The BRB are all over this. They are squeezing every single lead they possibly can. I know this from a fact from having worked with them over the years. But you have thieves also that are trying to get out of Paris quickly without being noticed, and that means breaking up these things, putting them into smaller pieces and getting them to Tel Aviv or to Antwerp, where they can be recut and made completely traceless.
Can I just dig deeper into that process of what it would look like to try and recover these items? Because I mean, I don't want you to reveal all your secrets, but what might the authorities be going through?
Well, I'd recommend almost immediately that one of the prosecutors in France get on television publicly and say, look, if you have these items and you're even considering breaking them up, we're going to charge you with crimes that will put double or triple the prison sentence. So leave them intact. I would also issue a statement offering a sizable reward for information leading to the recovery of these pieces, because there are associates, people who know these thieves, who will come forward and rat out other thieves. So I would take those steps immediately, and I'm surprised it's taken this long. But fortunately, they've at least released images of the stolen items, which is helpful.
And I guess, do you think this is a wake-up call to museums, and what should they be doing more to ensure that this doesn't happen to them?
Absolutely. This is a wake-up call to museums all over the world that if you have gold, if you have precious jewels, you need to put them in the basement and treat it like a bank vault because they're coming for your museum. If they can get to the Louvre, they can get to any museum.
So you're saying to put it in a vault if they've got, you know, anything of significance value. Would you recommend, I don't know, putting out fakes or replicas instead?
No. I would treat them the way the UK treats the British crown jewels at the Tower of London. Very high security, almost impossible to get to, almost like Fort Knox in the US. And unfortunately, that's what we have to do today. It's no longer the 1950s where you could walk into a museum and look at precious items, because there are criminal gangs trying to take these pieces. There are history. There are future culture. So it's the cultural heritage of of all of us, and it's being taken away by thieves who just want to cash out, buy Lamborghinis, and buy drugs.
Christopher Marinello, thank you very much for your time and that very insightful look into how this whole process will be unfolding. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.